what's up guys, it's me New, and this is my first anime review I'm doing on YouTube, so hopefully you guys enjoy, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Alright, here it is. Seriously, after watching the MMO-inspired Sword Art Online, or SAO, or SAO for short, all I can mutter is, it sucks that I have to wait for more episodes. Sword Art Online doesn't start out as a terribly enthralling show action-wise, but certainly picks up and has your full attention after the first 10 minutes. In place of naked girls rampaging about, leaving pools of blood in their wake, this show gets its energy from a contagious charisma exuded from the main character, Kirito. Okay, before I get too ahead of myself, a little background for those who really don't know about MMOs. MMOs stand for Massively Multiplayer Online, a genre that's significantly picked up over the past couple years since 2007. PSO, or Phantasy Star Online by Sega, was the first major game to bring players together. A while after that was Final Fantasy XI. Then it was the infamous WoW, or World of Warcraft. Actually, WoW's gotten so popular, the once controversial show South Park even made an extremely successful episode about it. MMO players used to be characterized as fat men in their late 20s sitting at the computer with no life. In fact, this is where SAO grabs the viewer by the collar, the concept of life both in real and virtual life. As I was saying earlier, Kirito, the babyface protagonist, has waited a long time to play this long-anticipated Sword Art Online, and he gets to use a device dubbed Nerve Gear to interpret all his brain signals and make him and his actions real in this simulated world. Think the Matrix, but without the gigantic jack and spear in his head. Okay, but don't be fooled. Simulation probably isn't the best term to describe this because things go horribly wrong. Players aren't allowed to log out unless they clear the entire game. The entire game! A number of games take hours to complete, but MMOs in their entirety can take months on initial playthrough. Additionally, if the nerve gear is forced off, the player dies in real life. Oh yeah, and if they die once in the game, they die in real life too. Before this transpires, Kirito meets a newbie Klein and shows him the ropes. He leaves a bit later, so we're not sure if he returns, though it's assumed he will. I won't tell you too much about what happens in episode 2, but just know that Kirito is a kind but introverted character who's considered a solo player. Solo players usually play by themselves either because 1. They don't want to share experience with other players, 2. Don't want to depend on other players and potentially fail, or 3. They don't want to worry about sharing rare drops for gear they can use themselves. It seems actually Kirito is neither of them. He's just interested in worrying about himself and surviving. It's really understandable. Though he's not weak or cocky, he's aware what he can and can't do. A really logical mind. So again, I won't divulge what happens at the end, if anyone dies, or even if they defeat the boss. But in the end, Kirito ends up looking really cool. The thing I truly enjoy about this show is the plausibility. The way you can see this being somewhat realistic, if not almost completely realistic. Now, I'm not saying I'm a realist, because it couldn't be further from the truth, but I sincerely enjoy shows with realistic elements reflecting real-life problems. In this instance, the problem is that of life. How will you survive? Of course, being a gamer myself, I found myself laughing a lot at the terminology and relating to Kirito a lot since I'm like him. Usually, I like to play with a solid group of 2 to 3 players, but still, I liked seeing the show through the eyes of the main character. The pacing seems to be just right for the series, gently building up, then giving you a chance to get acclimated with the evolving cast, then giving you that proverbial cherry about halfway through. While the action gently ramps up with it, nothing mind-blowing has happened yet in the animation department or for the action sequences, but it still does a really good job at holding your attention with nice particle effects. And the animation itself isn't bad either. Certainly not bad, but not quite up to par with Fate Zero or Steins Gate.
Hey, Master. I am math scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch. Hi. 何ですか?
On the originality front, Dot Hack has gone there already, but not quite like this show. And to be honest, I'm having a really hard time thinking of an anime with such dire online-related consequences, except perhaps Summer Wars. So the concept itself isn't entirely new, but it executes very well. It's hard to actually get a good character development down in the first 2 episodes unless it's the focus, but SAO splits it right down the middle. Half the episode focused on the characters, and then the other focused on the task or problem at hand. Good job. Overall, my impressions don't drive me to think it's a show of the same caliber of classics like Durarara, Stein's Gate, or Nise/Bakemonogatari, but it definitely deserves the attention of anyone who likes anime, video games, or sci-fi in general. For an overall score, I give it a 7 out of 10 subjectively. Personally, I give it a 7.8 out of 10. The development is really good along with palpable tension to keep things interesting. But if you just absolutely hate anything relating to video games, you might not enjoy it. Whether you want something to pass the time from week to week, or just need to fill that void while waiting for any of the upcoming blockbuster games to get released, Sword Art Online is definitely something I'd recommend watching. Okay, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought. If you saw it, do you think it's sweet or it sucked? If you haven't, do you think it's even worth watching? Let me know. Alright, so again, like, comment, subscribe. Go visit my site. It's a really great site. Put a lot of hard work into it. Actually, there's a $50 iTunes giveaway for a gift card going on in my previous post. And I know not a lot of people caught a hold of it, but I'm just letting everybody know now. So go to that post, drop a comment, or just sign up and drop a comment anyway. And of course, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll also be entered in a chance to win it. So be sure to do that, and make sure you like and share if you can. So okay, guys. All right, thanks.